Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your yearly reading for 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aquarians, this is your yearly reading for 2025. I can't believe we're here already. Last year went so quickly, but here we are. It's going to be wild and wonderful, but also a little bit chaotic and downright weird. And that's in terms of the world, of course, but when is it not? Let's tap into your personal energy just to see what is going on for you. And I'm going to shuffle the cards and take 1 card per month and then clarify a little bit more of the details. Also, I'm going to let you know of all the energy available to you with the planetary alignments throughout the year, and of course any global events I feel we need to keep our eyes on as well. And I'm opening up the competition to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on. Now, before I even start your reading, I'm actually seeing a snow plow in the water. Really random, okay? Some snow plow that is moving forward and just gathering up all of this snow and revealing the land, the grass. And so either this is something you can literally see right now as you're listening to this reading, but it could also be that you're clearing space for new, or, after a period of dormancy, perhaps you are gathering up all your strength to remove any stagnant energy and, get busy moving. So I don't really know anything more than that. I'm just seeing it and trying to decode it symbolically. But let's get to your reading. Perhaps it will be kind of relevant to you in some way. So I'm just going to leave it at that and move straight into your yearly energy. So what can you expect for the year ahead? Well, it will be one of the biggest years of our lives to date. We can, of course, all feel globally that it will be a bit of a bumpy road ahead, but there are many incredible opportunities available to you personally this year, and it really does have so much potential. Now, Venus moved into the sign of Pisces at the very beginning of January, encouraging you to walk tall and boldly into 2025 with an open heart, to romance your life a little bit more, add creative flair in all your endeavors, and aspire to the finer things in life, to follow your heart and fill it with joy. It's actually a perfect year to meet your soulmate if you're searching, or even deepen your connection with your current relationship. But when Mars goes direct from late February, it's an all-out invitation to set your soul ablaze with wild spontaneity and adventure, whilst at the same time hitting your personal targets along the way. Now this year, it's more about feeling fulfilled, right to your very core. What's important to you, that's what you're going to be focusing on this year. However, 2025 will also be a bit of an intense year for many reasons. Firstly, it's a 9-year in numerology, which is the end of cycles. It demands radical change. A new chapter requires a new version of you, of course, and that's exactly your approach to many things this year. Of course, a 9 in numerology can also indicate that humanity comes together for some reason, or there is more camaraderie between people. So, it's also a positive energy as well. Anything that's outdated or not working tends to end in this cycle and rejuvenate as we move into the next one. But karmic cycles are actually coming to an end. A lot of major planets are also hanging out in the sign of Pisces or Aries this year. Unfortunately, I almost want to call it a clash of fire and water this year when it comes to the elements. But personally, things will be heating up, so whether you've been good or bad, expect karma to come knocking on your door. 2025 is all about your personal journey. It's about your discipline, your self-mastery, reprogramming to move away from the past, from old hurts, generational toxicity or wounding, so that you can finally be set free to reignite that spark and that lust for life. Jupiter also plays a significant role here too. It wants to reward you for all your hard work after the last couple of years, and it will be a very fair exchange based on your karmic debt. Now, this energy, it plays an important role for you on a personal level because anything that you're passionately creating, it will leave a legacy. All that you dedicate yourself to dials up the level of success. There's a lot of good luck available this year, even though things are a little bit bumpy. However, 2025, it is the precipice of change year, especially on a global scale. And with Saturn and Neptune close to 0 degrees in Aries, which has literally never happened in recorded history, a new era is birthing something radical. You probably can feel that already. You may see drastic changes in infrastructure or in industries that you work in or rely on. We'll also see a lot of CEOs or figureheads of governing institutions stepping down this year. I did mention that in my last forecast for you all in the monthlies, and I did that at the end of last year. We've already seen some, pretty well-known figures stepping down. Well, there's going to be more of that. It's just a change of face, however. The old guard still sort of remains in charge, if you know what I mean. For now, though. But Saturn and Neptune have been conjunct before, of course, but never at 0 degrees Aries, which will be, let's say, a pretty big deal, okay? And it actually becomes exact as we move into 2026. And this conjunction, it's literally collapsed empires in the past. But at 0 degrees Aries, well, this is new. So it could be a fiery clash to topple old structures, rules, regulations, establishments, or traditional ways of doing things that are outdated or just not working anymore. Suddenly and radically change. Now, for example, the most notable Saturn conjunction with Neptune was actually when the Berlin Wall fell, okay? So you can actually Google what other empires or their legacies collapsed during this type of conjunction. It's not always negative or positive. It can be just an indication of things to come for the year ahead. So I just want you to be aware of that. Nothing to fear, of course. On a personal level, this energy actually helps you challenge yourself to try new approaches or technology. This is also the year of the wood snake in Chinese astrology, which overall is very, very auspicious. But remember, snakes, they, of course, can be charmed. And Pluto works extra hard to help you increase your intuition this year and see behind the motives of whoever is playing the pipe or indeed whoever is paying the piper, okay? Basically, the world is shedding its metaphorical skin this year. Things are shifting, especially in terms of physical landscapes. So personally, you may feel you're on a quest for newness, new places, new faces, new experience, a little bit more spontaneity there. But of course, the Earth itself is also shifting, and we'll see more seismic activity, even in areas not prone to it. Large volcanic activity will increase, as well as the potential for water-related events. And areas I'm drawn to in particular are the Pacific Plate, specifically an underwater volcano that keeps coming up in visions for me, as well as the Nevada de Ruiz and St. Helens. And a hotspot area will be along the Ring of Fire and the African Plate. Now, this part of the world is an obvious one because they do get a lot of activity, but Turkey and Indonesia will see a lot more activity this year, and we'll see a global increase in solar flares affecting power grids until we reach solar maximum in July. So keep a torch handy, nothing to worry about. This too shall pass. And I wish I could tell you that this crazy weather will calm down. But unfortunately, it will only increase, and we may even see a Category 6 added to the hurricane system at some point as well. I really hope I'm wrong on that, but it's something I keep seeing in visions. Now, tangible assets, financial structures will also be revolutionized. Economically, we will see a challenging year ahead globally, but in order to come out the other side positively, because we will, okay, we must go through. So it's a year of sustainability and self-sufficiency, and 2025 will also reveal revolutionary advancements in technology, especially in healthcare, so that's super important there as well. Also, just when you thought you couldn't be shocked any further, Neptune and Pluto gang up on well-known figures to expose those who are up to no good, especially ones who are up to no good on our dime, if you know what I mean. This year is about removing the layers to really see below the surface, and that's globally as well as personally, of course. Ultimately, though, it is about purifying, detoxifying, getting back on track, and being successful in all that you dedicate yourself to. And on a deeper note, the North Node forces us to look at what what we've been accepting that has caused pain or sadness or hardship in some way. Accepting less than we truly deserve, whether it's a relationship, friendship, environment, money, or a lifestyle choice. It is the year to face it head on with a smile in your heart, to fully understand what needs to change or what you need to walk away from. And in that very moment of empowerment, you realize what you're truly capable of, to transform and transcend, to live life without limitations, and of course, live the life that you're aspiring to, your best life there. So let's tap in month by month, because your first card there is speed, movement. So January, you're already in January, of course. I feel there was a gradual kind of start to it for the first couple of days, but things are going to pick up pace. You're back focusing on your responsibilities, disciplined. I feel like you're very busy. Not pushed and pulled in many different directions. I feel like you're super focused, very diligent. I feel there's an energy of dedication to this. It's number 42, of course. When you reduce it, 4 plus 2 is 6. So that's remaining balanced as you get busier and busier. I really feel that you are investing in yourself this year. There's a vibrancy to your energy, so it's really, really positive. As you can see, this figure is making leaps and bounds, so I feel you are envisaging this for your future. I really feel that there is a lot of opportunity available to you this year. I feel like you're super focused. I feel like you are overcoming any obstacles, and I feel like you're headed to the top of whatever it is that you are focused on. A lot of you could be detoxifying this month or cutting something out. I'm actually being given an energy here of some of you kind of like starting your intentions a little bit later. So it could be that you intend to give something up or detoxify or declutter, and I get an energy that you're like, okay, I intend to do this, but it's not as if you started it exactly on January 1st, for example. Some of you may start it a little bit later, okay, but you're going to stick to it, whatever it is. Now, of course, that's not going to resonate for all of you, because I feel a lot of you, the majority of you, hit the ground running, okay, that you really promised yourself certain things and you're up and moving, you're owning your time, there's discipline here, and I feel you're just getting back into the flow of life, okay? I do see a lot of opportunity happening here for you. I'll get to that as we move forward. But this card in particular, of course, it indicates with number 42 that you are on top of your goals, your dreams, that, you are not actually being fazed by the pace. So this can indicate as well that you're promising yourself not to get overwhelmed this year. Yes, there's a lot to do, and yes, you have lofty goals, but you will accomplish them, and you're promising yourself not to feel burnt out or let anything get so kind of like built up that you have to kind of like address it and feel overwhelmed by it. I really get an energy that you are hitting targets, anything that's time sensitive. I feel like you're on it, and I feel you're very productive. You're a very talented person, but I also feel there is this promise to yourself that you're not going to like overcommit yourself so that you kind of like compromise your personal time. I feel like you are honoring your energy and acknowledging that this year it has to be different, managing stress levels, keeping on top of things. And if you really feel like you can't fit something in, you're giving the word no. Okay, I really get an energy that you're erecting very healthy boundaries this year and making sure that you are unstoppable in your visions and your goals and any responsibilities that you have, because of course January is like getting back into like life, okay? So you can feel that things really pick up pace in January for you after a certain period of, slower paced energy, or maybe you took some time off as you had the cusp between December and January there. But I feel like you're back in the swing of things, as it were, and you are going to be making leaps and bounds. Now, I'm going to pull some cards just to clarify that energy. This card, it literally means to slow the pace down. Things are going to be busy, but, don't rush your food, for example, because, your home, basically, not just on this earth, your home is your body. It is your temple. So rushing food affects the digestive system. Being busy, doing a lot of multitasking is great, but at the same time, is it making you feel totally exhausted? Are you spreading yourself too thin? I feel these are the conditions that you are kind of like trying to control this year, because I feel last year it was a little bit complex. I feel a difficult year last year. I feel there was some obstacles or some problems that perhaps you face, some setbacks, for example, or you just felt that the energy was just like moving through mud. Well, this year it's going to be different. You have optimum levels. I feel like you're charged, supercharged almost, and you are moving forward, and you are being bold and daring. Let's put it that way. I almost want to see like the strength card here, because that's the energy that I'm getting here for you. But we do have the High Priestess, and of course we have the Sun, which is all about energy. It's about honoring your inner peace. Some of you are focused on goals where you kind of like are keeping it to yourself. Now, this could be a personal development goal. It doesn't have to be a career goal. I want you to be aware of that. Whenever I say goals or projects, I'm not just talking about, a money goal or a career goal. This could be something personal. It could be that you're being a bit more physical this year because, this figure is on the move. So it could be that you're promising yourself to get like 10,000 steps a day in, or it could be that you are moving ahead with education because this is new knowledge. This is sitting with self. A lot of the answers, if you're trying to make a decision in January, they are within you. So I feel like you're trying to honor your quiet time. This card can also indicate that you feel a little bit in between worlds, and what I mean by that is you're wondering, how is it going to be different? Oh my gosh. I just realized what this image is. I didn't write it down. Did I write it down? I'm not sure. Let me see. No, I did not write it down. I'm kicking myself now that I didn't write it down. But in the water, before I started your reading, and I think I was actually recording at that point, I do a little meditation for each sign individually just to tap into the energy. And I saw two pillars and a rose. Now this looks like a carnation rather than a rose, but I saw two pillars and a rose, and I didn't really know what it meant. Okay, I just thought maybe it's about setting boundaries, or perhaps it's about you being a pillar of strength, really kind of like protecting something that you're nurturing right now. But now I see that there's actually two pillars in this card, and what looks like a carnation, but let's say it's a rose, right? Maybe this is going to be a symbol or something that's important to you, because obviously I saw that vision for a reason. So I'll just check on like the camera to see if I actually recorded that bit, and if I did, I may like sort of edit it out and kind of put it as a standalone piece so you can see, or maybe just like have it at the beginning of your reading. Let's see. But if I didn't record it, then obviously dismiss it. I'm always the sort of person that if someone didn't say it beforehand and doesn't have proof, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, right. I'll just take it with a pinch of salt. So, evidence is always key for everything. But anyway, let's move on from that. I feel it's important. Look out for pillars with a rose in the center. This could be a logo. This could be like a sign or a symbol that you're going to see throughout the whole of your year that highlights that you're in a really great position. You're protecting your position. You are going through a period of growth, and there is sweet reward for whatever it is that you're investing in or nourishing right now, whether it's a personal development project. If you've been hitting the gym, for example, a lot of you may be promising yourself to join the gym, or if you're already, joined, it could be that you're spending more time in the gym. I definitely see it's not just a gym energy. I feel that you are plot pointing a lot of projects to be doing throughout the year. You may be filling up your diary already for interesting things that you want to keep life exciting with. So it could be fresh new events that are popping up all over the place. The Sun card indicates you're really positive. You're trying to approach 2025 with a different mindset. You're very hopeful. I feel with the Sun card, there's a lot of joy about you. So it could be that you're enjoying getting back into the flow with a fresh new start, fresh new energy, but also you're honoring your higher self. You're connected, and I feel you are in the flow of taking action, because the Sun is an action card, but also the High Priestess is the balance of sitting with self and finding quiet time to listen to your heart, because it whispers sometimes. And, as you can see, we've got that busy old world there, lots of connections, emails, documents. I really feel like you're back in the swing of things in the month of January. But this is, remember to have some quiet time, because with all these distractions, sometimes we miss how we really feel about something, or how we are thinking about proceeding on something. So perhaps it's about withdrawing briefly in order to create something, or really sit with self to get some answers in the middle of January is what I'm seeing in particular. Also, the High Priestess, it could be caution. You're hopeful but cautious. You're keeping an eye on the world, especially since we've got the world there. So it can indicate that you're looking to the world to see how crazy the bingo card will be this year, as it were, but at the same time, you're hopeful that you're focused on your plans. I feel like you're keeping moving on something that you are creating, and I feel like you're in a really great position. Some of you may also be a little bit cautious about like a promotion or a raise or a bonus or perhaps even finances this month. It could be that you did a little bit of excess spending the month before and you're keeping a tight rein on your finances in the middle of January to the end of January there. But as you move into February and the rest of the year, I actually see that there's more money available to you. And there's big money months for you, which are, I would say, July and August. Doesn't mean there isn't a lot of money available to you, you know, at the beginning of the year, but I feel there's an increase or some sort of bonus or perhaps, you know, some sort of savings plan or pension that matures to the point where you're like, ooh, that's a nice package there. Okay. A lot of energy. Yeah. So, and a lot of cards, which highlights a lot is going on in January for you. We got the Magician card, which means that you are, you know, tapping into your sense of power. You're creating your landscapes. You know, there's a potent message here of you being the creator, that you are powerfully manifesting the next steps. You're actually manifesting your wishes and dreams. You know, this is a sense of contentment that, you know, there's something else that you want, of course, that you're aspiring to this year, and you shall have it, because whatever it is you're manifesting or wishing for, it feels like it's going to be yours. Now, we've also got the Page of Pentacles. A lot of you are focused on more money. I did feel this energy of like uncertainty around money, but I don't feel it's like detrimental to you. I feel it's more that you're concerned about perhaps getting back on a budget or some sort of stricter savings plan there, because the Moon card can be a little bit of caution energy or you just being a little bit sensitive in that area. And these two cards kind of landed together, but I feel that you're on target. This is about you being very focused. This is also about you having a dream or a goal, feeling content that you will achieve your desire, which I feel like you definitely will there. And I feel that you've planted some seeds already, something that you've been working on already. Even though you're not sure how things are going, they are starting to really flourish for you. So you will see that throughout the year. A lot of you in the month of January, with the Page of Pentacles, there's some money news. And this could be new money, for example, or finally you get paid. If you were paid a little bit earlier in December, for example, it could be that, you know, you're getting paid at your usual time in January, and it may be just a little bit of an extra stretch because maybe 2 weeks you had to compensate for because there was just a little bit of extra time. For some of you, if you're currently out of a job or looking for an opportunity, Page of Pentacles signals a new role coming in where it feels like a starter's position. Okay, so it could be that you are migrating skills into, you know, a different area or sector. I feel, you know, you're just moving those skills. You're going to be moving up the ladder quite quickly. A lot of you, I feel like you'll grow in this position really fast to another kind of status or have a new title by the end of the year with increased money. For some of you, it could be that this is just a starter's pay on something, and after a probation period, you'll actually get, you know, the actual amount that the role is worth, for example. But some of you will be connecting to repayment plans, pensions, and things like that. You're focused on your money. You're focused on feeling content. You know, you're focused on simplifying your life in some way so that you can get the best out of all worlds. Now, also, because we have that moon, there's a dog and a wolf on this card, so it can indicate that you're trying to find the fine line of balance between being really independent, going off and doing your own thing, but also having creature comforts like the dog energy, you know, focusing on spending time with family, friends, companionship energy there. You know, the moon card can also indicate a hidden opportunity comes to you in January, or a hidden piece of news, or something that the universe is orchestrating towards you. So I would say unexpected news in the month of January, especially at the end of January, where there's a flurry of activity. I don't see it being negative, but I feel it's something that either could be time sensitive. I would also say pay close attention to any hard copy mail that comes in or any spam folder mail, because there may be something that you should focus on that comes in, but it gets either hidden or kind of like put to the side, or just, you know, camouflaged, as it were, in the spam folder, or, you know, someone maybe sets it aside thinking they'll tell you about it later. Oh, an important letter came in for you. I left it on the side. They may forget about that, and you don't visit that side table or something for a little while. So it could be something sort of time sensitive there for some of you, or something is time sensitive during this month for a lot of you, and it could be that, you know, you need to focus on it. It could be a check, for example, or it could be something tax related. So please take it as it resonates. I'm seeing for some of you, it could be like a password or something that is part of having a password to get into something. That's what I'm getting there as well for some of you. Also, I see a lot of you startups. So either you're becoming an entrepreneur or you're branching out in terms of your business, trying something new. I feel like your clients are going to love it if you're an entrepreneur. I feel that there's an energy of international links this month. So it could be that you are diversifying, maybe getting something online, you know, the internet, fast speed. I mean, it could also be that you are using the internet in order to sell your product or perhaps branch out a little bit. And if you're in a company that you work for, it could be that there is someone from overseas coming. There's going to be like a flurry of activity whilst everybody gets things ready. Now, some of you, not all of you, but if you work for a company or yourself, there could be an audit energy around you during this month as well. I don't know when audits happen. Do they happen on the spot? I'm not really sure. But I'm just getting an energy where it could be that someone surprises you in order to do like a spot check on something. You know, sometimes it can also be like mystery shopper, things like that. If you're in retail, that's what I'm getting there too. I also see some of you maybe even getting in a quick trip there as well. So it is going to be a very busy month in the month of January there for you, but there's movement, which is progress. So I feel there's a lot of good news around you as well. Now, as we move into the month of February, as you can see, this world looks pretty stable, pretty stationary. Okay, even though there's a lot of movement there, but in February, there's a brand new experience here. Bravery, oceans. You know, this is a month where you are doing things differently. Certainly coming out of your comfort zone. This card literally means that you will not see much if you always keep your feet firmly on the shore. This is about movement. It's about exploration. It's about going forward and exploring a new environment. So this could be like you having lots of brainstorming ideas. You know, I feel a lot of like tying up loose ends and focusing on things that you already have in motion in this month. So it could be as you move into February, I see a little bit more of new ideas, brainstorming, strategizing, putting new plans in motion, maybe even off the back of that Page of Pentacles. Remember, pages bring news. There's some sort of document or information that comes your way that sets you thinking about something new. I mean, you could be also putting your resume out there to see if there's any other opportunities available to you, but some of you are thinking about being more nomadic this year or doing more traveling. Perhaps some of you are doing things that you've never done before, whether it's launching a business, becoming an entrepreneur, or whether it is moving to a new neighborhood. Perhaps it is about, you going to new vacational destinations, or perhaps, joining groups of people. If you're shy, for example, it could be that you're actually going to do a hobby that you've really yearned to do or you like doing and you want to hone your skills and you're meeting new people. I definitely see there's a very social month happening here between February and March for you. So I feel this could be that you're block booking courses of learning, upskilling, educating yourself on something that's really exciting for you. A lot of you are trying to connect to like-minded people as well in terms of your belief system or spiritual awareness. So I feel it could be that you're joining groups where communities come together or, wherever you celebrate your faith, for example, there could be events there that bring people together. And there may be just some new ways of celebrating or new ways of doing things or bringing people together coming in there as well that you're quite excited by. But, this card is number 30, which is Empress energy. When you reduce it, 3 is the Empress. So 3 plus 0, of course, is 3. So this can be that you are, fully in the flow of your projects, but also you're trying something new. This could be a month where you're trying a new kind of style, for example. Of course, we're moving into your birthday month between the cusp of January and February. So, of course, happy birthday for then, my beautiful Aquarians. But it could be that you are kind of like, booking something for your birthday that's a little bit different, for example, or maybe breaking with tradition in some way this month. Could also be that you take yourself on a bit of a larger trip, treating yourself there, whether it's with family or friends. I feel a lot of you are being more flamboyant in this month, embracing new things, whether it's pop-up festivals, whether it is, a new bar, cafe, restaurant. I just get a fresh new start here for a lot of you. And some of you may also be definitely moving this year. So it could be that you identify a place that you want to move to, and you move through the process of doing that. And I feel round about August, you could actually be in a new home. So if you're searching, whether it's to rent somewhere new or whether it is to purchase somewhere new, I feel this could be a fresh new start. You're like, okay, I'm looking, and suddenly you find a place that you're like, okay, this is the one. Let's get all the finances together. Let's make a plan to make it work. Give an offer and go through that process. And by the time you've completed everything, you could be in August, getting the keys of a new destinational home, for example. For some of you, if you're retired, this could be a new home, which is abroad though, because this is about going overseas energy as well. So I do feel that on a personal level, in terms of your projects and your development, you're moving forward, but you're remaining balanced. So, if you've cut something out in the month of January, for example, I feel like you could be tempted a little bit in the month of February to renege on that. But actually, I feel you've got more energy, you're lighter, you feel better about yourself, there's more focus. So I feel like actually you're not tempted. You're not looking back. I'm actually being given something in the water right now as well, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. And I'm being given this I don't know if it's a quote, but maybe it is, but I'll just read what I can see. It seems to be like a very nicely written. Handwriting is beautiful on like a parchment paper. It's kind of like like that tea-stained kind of like parchment paper. That's what I'm seeing. It's like an old style document, but I'll read what it says. It says, behind you, all your memories. Before you, all your dreams. Within you, all you need. Oh yeah, that's it. Within you, all you need. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing a compass there as well, but it looks like a very sort of Norse style compass. Okay, it looks like, it looks like all the rune actually around it. So maybe it is, all these sort of rune symbols around it. So either you've been gifted that or you will be gifted that. Maybe this is a quote you're going to see. I mean, this card actually really reflects that. It's like behind you, all your memories. Before you, all your dreams. And I can't remember what the other bit was. I think it was like within you, all the answers, or within you, everything you need is there. Okay, so because the writing is gone now, so I can't really read it again. But I feel this is about you kind of like moving forward out of your comfort zone, that you have lofty goals and ideas, and you're going to move forward bravely towards them. This could be a brand new year and a brand new world for you, as it were. But let's pull a card on that. I feel like this is the time to have confidence in your choices, and also not be afraid of exploring new territory or, moving into uncharted waters. I feel this is about you being very explorative and knowing that you'll fly. That quote, what if I fail? Well, what if you fly? That's really coming out there. And as you can see in that card, and I'll show you again in a moment, the figure is spreading their arms and the birds are spreading their wings. So this could be you spreading your wings metaphorically, or kind of like maybe literally you're taking up more space. You're saying, this is my gravitas, this is me, I'm arriving in some area. You are really like establishing yourself as empowered. And even if the world is a little bit chaotic, because I feel there are certain months for us to look out for, be mindful of: March, April, July, August, and also the very end of the year where we have the eclipses. We could see some, tense energy in terms of the world. But when it comes to, your energy, I feel like you're more focused on your goals and you are moving forward, and nothing is going to stop you. Okay. I feel like you're in balance. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, very lucky month, but this could also mean, things are changeable. Okay. But in a positive way. So remain flexible. If you think about the nature of this figure, they're standing on the globe. So in order to keep things moving forward, they have to do that with their feet and remain balanced. So it could be that you have to remain flexible. Yes, you are going to be busy, but there could be a lot of plot twists in the month of February for you, unexpected news, but also, people canceling or rescheduling things, maybe even you canceling and rescheduling. But it works better for you if someone cancels or reschedules, because I feel it's slotting into your plans. Everything happens happens for a reason. I also see that if you're launching something bold and daring, whether it's a new style, if you're like a writer or, an artist or a musician, or a singer, whatever it is, even if you are, the boss of a company, or you run a department, or you are trying to move your way up through your industry, I feel there are no glass ceilings. This is about you exploring, trying things out. Explorative energy will lead to eureka moments, because this is a surprise. This is suddenly like everything is coming together. So if you're launching something, I feel it's a very auspicious energy for you. I feel that this card indicates, destiny. You're going to see lots of synchronicities this month, numerical ones, names. If you're thinking of a name, for example, suddenly you're going to see evidence of a synchronistic moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about that. Maybe it's a sign. So I would say lots of omens in this month as well for you. This card, it also indicates you're breaking a pattern. Okay, so whether it's you're giving something up there, whether it is that you are like, breaking out of a repetitive cycle that you've been in for some time. This is new, this is bold, this is daring, and fortune favors the bold and the brave. And this card says bravery, oceans. So, of course, some of you may travel, because I feel there's a cusp energy, but that's because it's your birthday season. So I feel you could go on a vacation or some sort of, monumental trip there for you. And I feel you're just going to love it, okay? Whatever you have your eye focused on is what I'm being given by my guides. It shall be fortuitous. It shall be lucky. There is a good energy around it, okay? We've got the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, of course, is recognizing that you are a gift. Of course, I'm not surprised to see this card and, this card together for your birthday season. This indicates that, that there's a lot of love around you, that you'll be gifted as well by somebody during this time. It's a surprise gift, so it may be someone has spent a lot of money on you, perhaps, or has given you a gift that was like a wish come true. But also, I feel this could be that the gift of people around you, camaraderie, but also, that unconditional love from family and friends energy as well. But it's more about you realizing that you are a gift and that you were fated to be here. You are on the right track. You are at, this point in the world because you chose to come to this timeline. So it can be that, fate and destiny sees that you are here and wants to help you overcome a struggle or wants you to learn something that is going to be valuable for you. But most importantly, I feel the value of self-care, because the Queen of Cups is all about self-care. It's about emotional security, compassion. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin as you mature. It's about loving yourself a little bit deeper. On a more grounded level, it could also mean that, you find some sort of product that you enjoy using that, benefits you in some way. This could be a beauty product, or it could be like a cologne or a perfume, for example. It could be something that's gifted to you that you go, actually, I love that, but also I need that. So that's coming out there as well. Queen of Cups is really about you looking at what you have to offer, okay? I see here there's an energy of being surrounded with friends or having people reach out to you is there as well. A lot of affection in this month for you. And also the Queen of Cups. If you're single, I feel this is a month where you feel you're ready to fall in love. Okay, so it could be that you're creating space for a partnership to come in. Yeah, I actually feel like there's more partnership energy in March for you, but I feel it could be that you are ready and you start seriously focusing on looking for love or putting yourself in positions to be integrated with people. Very sociable month for you there, even though that figure is on their own. I feel like, all the birds are there, so I feel like you're being very instinctive in all your endeavors, but also I feel like you're surrounded by people that you have an affinity with there as well. Birds, when it comes to, spiritual energy, it means, to be surrounded in a group of people. It is like social energy. People talking to each other, just like the birds, they all communicate with each other. Even people from far away will be reaching out to you during this month, okay? Also, I feel this is a very sensitive month for you. So it could be that you are thinking about your legacy or thinking about your journey to date and, you know, all the obstacles that you've moved through and navigated, and that you're feeling on top of the world. Like literally this figure is on top of the world. So I feel it is a positive month. And I feel even though, you know, you're maintaining and sustaining your projects and your endeavors, I feel this is a month where, you know, I get this energy that, you know, you're doing good, okay? You're working with the resources that you have and you're navigating things and you're being flexible. And I feel, you know, there's a lot of inner child work in this month as well. So I feel there's an energy of that connecting to you. I want you to be aware as well, a lot of trees popping up out of this world, this globe there. So it can indicate that, you know, you're maintaining your finances or regulating, keeping balance when it comes to finances. I feel like you have a little bit more money in the month of February, but it will increase, as I mentioned earlier. Now, as we move into the month of March, this is a card of balance and equality. A lot of you could get like information about finding out how much someone in your department, for example, is getting in terms of their pay packet. Now, you probably shouldn't get that information, but it could be that, you know, either there's a breach of confidentiality or that perhaps you see like a pay slip hanging around and you see that this person, you know, you may have had suspicions that this person was on more or less than you, or I feel more. You may have thought, I wonder if they're on more than me, but I feel there could be a correction there. So this would be a month where there's an increase in finances, and you may find that your pay is brought up to alignment with another person's that you suspected was a little bit higher than yours. Now, of course, that's not going to resonate with everybody, but I do see like an opportunity where you either get an increase in finances or you are tapped for a bonus, okay? I feel, you know, it could be that you hear about a bonus in the month of March and it's locked down in April and put in your account in April if you work for a company that gives bonuses, for example. It could be a quarterly thing or, you know, a bi-yearly thing, whatever it is. I just get an energy here of, you know, some sort of opportunity that you can lock down. But also, it says to make equal the equator, okay? And as you can see, this person, there's an energy of these two people. It's like you are on top of the world, the beginning, or you're trying to be on top of the world, or you're trying to make leaps and bounds and stay on top of things throughout 2025. But then I feel like, you know, your money could break even in this month, for example. You are on top of all the bills, of course, but also that you've been managing to save a little bit more and cancel out the excess spending from December, perhaps. But I'm going to pull a card on this because I feel this is also about people coming together. There being an infinity where people want to work together. If normally there is, you know, a neighbor that you don't get on with, they could actually make an effort in the month of March. If there is a boss who micromanages you, suddenly they may have a one-to-one conversation with you and say, hey, look, we're in the same boat. We're just managing all the difficulties and the challenges and the changes in the environment. And I want to work together rather than be apart or, you know, clashing there. So it could be that there is a really honest conversation that brings people together. Also, I feel, you know, a camaraderie with friends, people reaching out, being there for each other during this month as well. So let me just clarify, because number 5, it is a number 5, which is the Hierophant energy. So it could be that you're having faith that, you know, your projects and plans are coming together. You know, it feels like an equal exchange, shall we say, that you're putting the effort in and you're getting the right money back, or that you have campaign for something against an establishment or something in your district or council, for example, and suddenly you get feedback and you feel like validated that, you know, it's going to be taken seriously. And now, you know, there's an important meeting. I feel important meetings during this month for you as well. But let me just pull a card on it. Number 5, as I said, is Hierophant energy. So it could be that, you know, you pay the remaining balance on some tutorial fees, or perhaps you are creating a course of learning to put online so that other people can download it and it becomes passive income. You've done all the hard work on it, put it out there. It's going to be downloaded, maybe even go a little bit further afield globally than you expect. But, you know, the financial exchange is nice because you put the effort in and now you get the rewards, because that's the main energy I'm getting from this. It's like, Now you're kind of like checking in with yourself. This figure has got a globe that they are kind of like assessing or talking about. It's like, what's going on in your world? Is everything equal? And if there's something that's not equal, I feel like you could break out of a cycle of repeat, or, you know, really kind of restructure things so that you are in a more peaceful environment where you feel like you're getting a good deal. This would be a great month, for example, to get discounts or get a good deal on something that was perhaps a little bit more expensive than you were willing to pay. Suddenly you find something that you've been wanting for a long time and you're like, yeah, that's a fair exchange. I'm going to purchase that. Okay. We've got the death card energy. So this is a transition energy, which means you are checking the exchange. You're moving through a period where you're breaking old habits, of course. You may have got on top of something that was a little bit tempting, shall we say, whether it's a substance, you know, a food substance, or even a person. It could be that, you know, there is an energy of you moving away from a very toxic experience with a person or an environment. Suddenly everything stops. You know, the death card is the end of something big. But also I love this death card because there's a big scythe there and it reaches the clouds that are in front of the sun. And you know, your intention was the sun. That is your first month, which means you're setting an intention. You just want to be happy. You want things to be smooth. You are managing stress levels. You're on top of your goals. You want things to flourish, and you just want security and safety for you and your friends and your family, of course. You know, what human doesn't want those things? So I feel like you're protecting what you've got. You know, the scythe there can indicate that you have the capacity to remove like clouded energy or anything negative that has the potential to keep you stuck or keep you kind of like stagnant in a position. So you're checking in with yourself, bit of a review month, shall we say, where you are deadheading the roses. You know, anything that doesn't feel like it's fair or anything that doesn't feel like it's right, you're just paying a little bit more attention and focus to reshaping your landscape. You know, also I feel some of you could be leaving a position. I feel at the beginning of the year, there's big leaving energy where you're closing one chapter of your life to move into something new. So whether it's a new job or a new neighborhood or a new something, it feels whatever you are boldly putting out there to do or accomplish or, you know, try to reach for, I feel like the death card signals a new chapter where, you know, you are leaving the shore in order to be more spontaneous or actually see new experiences. So that could be a new job, could be a new neighborhood, could be a new lifestyle choice for some of you. But I just want to pull a card on that because, of course, the death card I'm also being given. Okay, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm being given that if you're with your significant other, for example, you're in a relationship with your partner, and if, you know, you and your partner have been really, really busy and kind of like missing each other like ships in the night, or perhaps you're separate, perhaps you and your partner, due to circumstances, you're at different places in the world. It could be that you're coming together, or I feel there could be a very honest, open conversation about reciprocity in this month, where both of you kind of see each other's angle. So if there's been conflict or a little bit of tension, or, you know, when you are in a relationship, you have to keep that spark alive. But when you got bills, you got work, you've got children, if you have children, you know, it can be that it's a lot. So I feel there's a coming together, an understanding, a deeper kind of like affinity with you and your person about reciprocity, and really kind of like being together and discussing where you feel like you belong in the world. I feel there's a big conversation between you and either your significant other or even, you know, your family, the people who are closest to you, about where you feel like you belong or where you want to locate to or what's going on in your life. I feel there's a greater understanding here. And of course, I feel there's a sociable energy here as well. This will be a strong month for you to be in a high level commitment or to romance, you know, to fall in love. I feel a cusp there. It's like February into March, there is some romantic energy. So it could be that you're meeting someone during this time. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. We had the Queen of Cups there. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this could be, because this is not a gender-specific reading, it just could be an aspect of self that, you know, you're focusing more on your dreams about falling in love with your life, falling in love. But also when you get to Queen of Pentacles energy, it's more practical. It's like the home space. You know, you may be investing in your home during this time. It could be that you're, I would say you're not really doing some restructure energy until, well, it could be planning, perhaps, some like regeneration work, maybe giving things a lick of paint, decluttering, detoxifying. I feel the months for that I feel in your energy are March, April, and June. Okay, they're the main energies that I feel where you may be kind of doing some DIY or adding something into your home. But the Queen of Pentacles is about multiplying wealth. So as I said, this month with the cusp into April is more money. So it could be that your money is multiplying or increases in some way. This could be in alignment with inflation, but also it could be a bonus. That's strongly what I'm being given. Something financially could be on offer for you there. Also, some of you, this is like firm promotion energy. Okay, so I would say it's not the kind of role that you actually are aspiring to. I feel there's another level up, as I say, with whoever's looking for a role. I feel, you go into a role and then you staircase. So I'm feeling that across the board, my beautiful Aquarians, if you're in an industry where you work for a company or you actually are a freelancer, for example, I feel like you're increasing your finances. Some of you also may be given a nice financial tip from a rich benefactor or something during this month as well. I mean, Queen of Pentacles can indicate harmony in the home space with to make equal. So if your partner has been out of work, for example, it could be that both of you now are in a role and you're both contributing. For example, if you've been the main breadwinner, I feel this could even out as we move into March. This could also be dependents, for example. If you have children, they could get a job if they've been looking, or maybe even a nice little pay rise there. With the Queen of Pentacles, this is more about your hard work, okay? It's about being practical. It's about investing in yourself and your goals and dreams. And of course, because the main card is about equality, you're just checking the exchange. All your hard work, is it worth it? If it's not, can you tweak your plan? Can you actually modify the energy you give to something? Because I feel like you're promising yourself not to spread yourself too thin this year. Queen of Pentacles also can indicate, because we had the two queens there, it could be a partnership. It could be two people, either you and your friend going on a little road trip there, or it could be you and a friend deciding to set up a new venture, or maybe even, a partnership. There's actually two feminine energies here, and although my readings are not gender specific, it could be that, you and someone is going to either be in a high level relationship, whether it's in business or in love. It just feels like a coming together. I also feel there's an energy here of good business alliances. And if you're already in a business partnership, because we have the Death card there, either the relationship could change, whether it's like someone comes to you and says, look, I want to change my hours, or, I want to invest in the business in, a more equal way, for example. Or you could actually hear that a person decides to step back a little bit, allowing someone else to come forward. Especially if you're an entrepreneur and you have a business partnership there, I feel there could be some changes, but I feel actually it benefits you long term, whatever that is. What else am I getting with that Queen of Pentacles energy? I feel like you are, giving someone advice during this month as well. You're focusing on your health, of course. I feel like you're accomplishing something in terms of your health. But also I feel like there's a richness about this month. And it's not just about money. I feel it's about feeling good in your own skin and, in the people that you surround yourself with. And also, I see you treating yourself as well. It is that fair exchange, buying yourself a little something, something. I feel there's a luxury item that you may purchase in this month. I don't see it being a car, but it doesn't have to mean it's not. Okay, I feel a larger purchase comes throughout the year, but in this month, it's a little bit something, something. Okay, big month for doing a course of learning as well, and being given like some sort of upskilling or making progress in some sort of educational pursuit there. I feel like you're like on optimum best. You're really focused, action oriented, and propelling you towards your goals and dreams is your passion. I feel like you really are unstoppable, and you get ahead of yourself in the month of March, or you're completely on top of things. As you can see, January, you're in a rush. Then, of course, but you're still on top of things, then things get a little bit more kind of like manageable, but you need to remain flexible. And then, of course, as we come into March, things are completely at an even keel. The energy is different. It just feels a lot nicer in its pace as well. Now, as we move into April, we have more peace. Everything that is compartmentalized, all the aspects of your goal, because your vision will aspire to something bigger than the sum of all of its parts. So I feel like you're seeing things come together. All these little bits here are coming towards to make the whole. Okay, another energy of partnership. There's two faces there. So this can indicate that, you know, people are coming together. Now this could be, you know, on a global scale. It could be like in terms of world events, people like trying to help each other out and like charitable work and things like that. But also there's a dove of peace there. So it could be if there's been conflict in a relationship or a friendship, suddenly there is an olive branch there in this month. This card, you know, it's number 18, which is a moon card energy. So it's more connected to your sensitivity, managing stress levels, you know, protecting your inner peace, especially from a person who tries to push your buttons or someone who has form, shall we say, for being a person who self-sabotages sometimes. I feel like you're protecting your sort of relationship there. But also I feel this is a togetherness and this is an apartness. And I don't mean separation. I mean being independent. So it could be that you and your partner, either maybe your partner goes off with their friends on a fishing trip or, you know, a vacation, for example, or you do, you know, it could also be you doing different things that keep life interesting. So you could be going off doing your own thing, not as a couple, you're being independent, but then you come home at the end of the day and say, wow, I did this, it was incredible. So I just get an energy of like injecting new energy into relationships during this time as well. Now this card is the inner core, and remember this year is all about feeling satisfied right to your inner core. It's about being fulfilled, the missing ingredients in life. And I feel like you find a missing ingredient in the month of April, something really pleasurable or exciting or thrilling is happening in this month for you. I see a lot of good news around this month. I'm also being given here that, you know, you're quick thinking, and I feel that there's an energy if you're taking any important meetings or presentations or, you know, for example, you know, if you're a creative, it could be that in the months of March, April, there is a creative alliance forming. It could be that if you write a book, it could be a publishing deal. If you're an artist, it could be an exhibition. If you're a musician, it could be a gig or a manager or a record deal, for example. Or if you are an actor, it could be like a project or perhaps a manager or an agent. Is that something? Yeah, so things like that. I feel it could be that you find an alliance to help you. And it could also be that, you know, you may find an alliance in your working environment as well there. Some of you are going to hear about redundancies in this month. I have to be honest with the energy I feel here. I feel it's separate from you. I don't feel it's your energy, especially since the next month the sun is shining. It feels like you're in a really good position. You know, again, we've got another energy of two people looking at the sun. So it's like you and a dynamic duo energy. So it could be either you and a partner, or it could be you and someone who's really close to you, a sibling or you know, a friend or maybe a neighbor. You know, it could be that, you know, it's you and this person and you're going through a lot of exciting glow-ups, shall we say. So please apply it to your situation. It's going to be different for everybody. But some of you may hear of friends being made redundant, or someone you know who's not really super close, but someone you know. So you may actually give them advice during this month. Also, because we have the dove there, I feel this is about you doing a lot of meditation, mindfulness during this month. I feel like you're protecting your inner peace. I feel there's a spiritual influence to this where you are praying for something or asking the universe for something, and you know, your thoughts are becoming things, because there's a lot of air energy going on here. So I feel it's important to recognize that birds and air are featuring a lot in your reading. So you're creating space for yourself to articulate your needs, but also have your needs met. And I feel there's a gravitas about you as well. So you're remembering that thoughts become things, that words are spellings cast out to the universe, and anything you put out there, you're seeing come back to you this year and start to form in terms of something solid. You know, it says solidity. So I feel like your plans are coming together in this month. Things are being locked in, you know, whether it's finances, whether it's a deal, whether it's an opportunity, or even putting a label on a relationship and saying, yep, we're in this together. Could be some contracts in around this month as well for you, in the month of April there. I would say because the number 18 is present, any new contracts, look for hidden clauses, read the fine print, because there could be something that perhaps puts you in a bit of a flap, but not too much. I feel like you're protecting your inner peace. You may just initially have like a, what is that? And really kind of like boldly move forward and saying, you know what, I really love this. It's a great deal. I'm willing to sign, but only if you take out that clause. I'm not happy with that. So you could negotiate a better deal on that. Sun card. positive month, okay? A lot of energy in this month. You're in the flow. I feel like you're going through an awakening where you have a lot more energy as well. A lot of you, if you have been unwell or going through some sort of unwellness there, I feel like you're managing it or finding a practitioner who can really help you manage symptoms and keep on top of things, okay? Because some of you may be going through some sort of change, or you may be having like a fast-paced experience based on something of a condition, shall we say. And this is, of course, not going to resonate with everyone. It's something that you've been going through since 2024, something that I'm feeling that you're bringing with you into 2025, but you're managing it. You may identify a root cause in this month, or you may actually identify something significant that helps ease your symptoms or manage things or just make things feel a lot more nicer in terms of the condition, okay? So that's coming out there as well. But the Sun card, you know, it's a really positive energy. It's a joyful month. I feel there's a lot of optimism around you. But also the Sun card can be clarity, okay? When the world around you is in a little bit of chaos, it can be to go to your happy place and find clarity. You can find all the answers within you. Now, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Some of you may even decide to do a spiritual retreat this year, okay? Or maybe even join a spiritual group where you connect to the alternative, is what I'm seeing there. We've got the Sun. I mean, look, I pulled a card in like major arcana deck. The Sun came out. There's more chance of the Sun card coming out with this deck because, of course, there is a limited amount of cards. But then we move into a full deck there, and of course, you're getting the Sun again. So this is a really positive month for you. Also, you know, because, you know, I feel this energy of, especially because there is two feminine energies here, it could be that if you're going through perimenopause or the menopause, someone could give you some sort of, you know, advice on something that they use, whether it's a natural substance, because the Sun is always connected to the earth and to natural substances. So it could be something that is identified or offered to you as like, not a cure, but something to manage stress levels or manage hot flushes, because the Sun is hot, hot, hot energy. I mean, look, I feel also it's really important to recognize that we've got the Sun in the following month. So it could be something is heating up for you in terms of passion. Doesn't have to be to do with like the menopause or the perimenopause, but it is coming through because of like intense hot flushes. So it could be something that you identify that manages that and it's not so intense, okay? Or it could be you and a person having a conversation about it going, yeah, wow, I had these symptoms and it is crazy. And then your friend says, you know what, it was for me too, but I actually tried this out and it really worked for me. May not work for you, but check it out. So it could be something like that. So that's coming through there as well. Now, of course, the Sun showing up 3 times, twice for the month of April, and then as you move into the month of May, there's some really good stuff happening at this point of the year for you. The Sun card 3 times is very rare, okay? So this tells me that this is a good period to be in the flow. A lot of you, you know, you may have been really bold and daring to launch something new, whether it's a new version of yourself or a healthier boundary or, you know, a diet or exercise routine or to try new landscapes. I feel like you're on optimum energy, but also you're solidifying these landscapes. As you can see, that Sun is molten hot lava and it's very flexible, it's very pure, it's very raw energy as well. So I'd say a lot of passion here, you know, reigniting the spark and lust for life, but also in relationships. But as you can see, this lava, it will solidify and it will become rock. So it can be that, you know, this is a great time of year for you where your plans that were fluid start to solidify. Things are really coming together. They're locked in and you're feeling secure with them. And you're just feeling really proud of yourself that it was a job well done. So it could be that if you've been like hitting the gym, for example, throughout the year, it can be that you see a lot of reward and you feel really proud of yourself and you're having a glow up. It can also be that you launched a project that was really busy and you were feeling a little bit uncertain about it and you had to be flexible and manage things and remain on top of things. And suddenly you're seeing that you're the hot topic or you're the person to go to for whatever it is that you do. It could be that you're on top of your game. It could also be that, you know, that you are passionate about your endeavors and it shows. Also, this is a card that can indicate some of you may be going to some place where it's hotter. So if you're retired, for example, it could be that, you're focusing on your projects and you're thinking about destinational places where you want to retire or where you want to have, a holiday home, for example. So it could be you and your partner or you on your own, kind of like looking for a destination where you feel like you belong. Okay, so again, I feel locking that in. August time is the month where everything feels like you are grounded and you feel you want to plant roots somewhere there, okay? Now, of course, this is number 6, again, a number of balance for you. So that's what this whole year is about for you. The sun indicates you're in the flow, but also a lot of joy around you. And these 2 figures keep showing up. So I would say, it's like first there was 1 and then there was 2. So it could be 2 become 1. Either you're in a high level commitment and you may go on a vacation with your person during this month. I feel this could be a measure or a test of whether you are meant to be together. They always say go away with a partner and your first vacation will tell you, because you're both out of comfort zones, whether you're kind of like meant to be together. So I feel there's an energy there of you and your person perhaps really kind of saying we're in this together. I feel it's something that both of you already know in the month of March, but now it's kind of like rock solid. You're in this together and you're in a high, passionate, loving relationship. Also, it could be that if you're in a business partnership, that things are really flowing nicely. There's a lot of rewards, success around you, and the business is growing. And of course, with the sun, I feel this could be that things are heating up for you in terms of your endeavors. Now, these could be financial acquisitions, for example, liquidity, fortune, could be possessions, for example, an increase in something that perhaps you're trying to sell, or we have the Hierophant. Now, also, in and around, just because we got an establishment card, which can be like, structures around the world, because we have the sun, and it says light there, so very positive month for you on a personal level. But in terms of global events, as we move through the year, May, June time could be, a prominent time where we will see like a large volcano kind of like do its thing, because things are heating up, of course, and we've got volcanoes in the following month of June there. So it could be a period where it impacts travel, or perhaps everybody's watching it, or something like that. So let's leave it like that. But because we have a very educational card here on a personal level for you, this could be that you're like star pupil, or you're getting a course of learning, but you're getting a qualification or certification, or you're reaching the next level in the month of May. So it could be that things are really flourishing for you. I feel also, as you can see, there's an owl there, which represents knowledge and wisdom. So it could be a period of enlightenment for you, where suddenly you have a revelation about yourself or your partner or your life, which really brings you joy, but also makes you feel proud. I would say new information comes this month, or you see something clearly. If you're searching for something, whether it's knowledge or whether it's, how to do something, structure something in some way, whether it's structuring a business or a legal entity, could be that you find a way of doing it, or you reach out to someone for advice. Okay, so it could be that you get great advice on structuring something, especially legally, is what I see there as well. Also, with the Hierophant, I feel that's about having faith. Everything came together, you backed yourself, and you can see the rewards of it, because this is a big reward month for you. Now, also the Hierophant, it can be about community. So I feel this is, people coming together. For some of you, you're literally getting married in that month. Okay, so this could be something you've already booked. And if you're getting married in that month, congratulations, for example. But it could also be that you look at your partner and either they pop the question, okay, and bring you on a romantic trip and do that, or it could be that you finally look at your partner and think, yeah, we're in this together, and I can see myself settling down with this person or marrying this person, because this is a marriage card. Some of you may also be invited to a wedding or an engagement in and around this time, and it just feels like a very nice month, very sociable, but also that, the world feels nice for you, or your personal world kind of feels nice for you. We've got the Two of Swords, so this can also highlight for you and for me that you have to make a decision on something, and the answer is within you, or you're going to get advice from like outside establishments to help you with that. So it could be that, you're having a bit of a glow up in your career or your finances, or in some sort of endeavor there, especially if you're like a media sensation, for example, or you are someone in the public eye, because this is a strong month for fame, okay? It could be that you want to withdraw and, you seek advice on how to manage anonymity, for example. It could be that if you're famous suddenly, catapulted to fame, lots of people are like, wanting to talk to you, take photos with you. It can be that you want to withdraw and you may get some advice on how to kind of like manage this. That's on like a really like grandiose scale. Of course, everybody's not going to be dealing with that. Someone out there maybe, because it's coming through, but it could also be that, something you've been searching for or couldn't find or couldn't see, suddenly you get advice or a piece of knowledge comes to you and, now you have the answers. But I would say this card highlights that, the answers are within you. That's why that figure is blindfold, because it's about not just blind faith. It's about listening to the self, listening to the heart. The swords are protection, even though there's no threat. It can be that you're a little bit defensive during this month because you're trying to find something out, or there may be some sort of rule or regulation change that will benefit you long term. But when something changes, we don't like it as humans unless we're in control of it. So it could be a policy on like insurance, for example. It could be some sort of financial institution charges that are hidden during this month. I hate giving that message, but it could be. Or maybe there was a communication that was sent, but it wasn't seen. And you're like, what? You're charging me interest on this? So it could be that you have to identify it. And, once you identify it, then you'll know what to do with it. But ultimately, I feel it's connected in a really positive way to something that you didn't know how it was going to go. It's like you're being brave and doing something different this year, and you didn't know how you were going to do it, but you trusted the process. The answers were within you, and you had faith. And the Two of Swords can indicate that, when you're in the middle of something, you can't see the progress, but ultimately, you've reached a certain level where you feel very content there. Also, this will be a month of you looking at glass ceilings, okay? Whether you feel like you've hit a plateau or whether you've got to an optimum, peak in your life, you're thinking, what next? Because the following month, we've got power, volcano. So I feel like you're in a really great position of power, responsibility, but also this figure can indicate like the passion is flowing from within. So this could be passion projects. This could be like, you're excited and spontaneous during these months. You are, not just changeable, but I feel like you're tapping into leading with your passions. Now, this card, of course, it indicates that you're letting go of old grudges. So if there is some sort of conflict with a person, I feel there is an olive branch and both you and your person are like, it's fine. You've moved on from it. You haven't sabotaged the relationship. I feel both of you are together in this, and I feel there's an energy of like regenerating your friendship, let's put it that way. But it could also be if you've had like a conflict with someone in the past before you got to 2025, it could be someone reaches out with an olive branch, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's I would say, if you have like one of those neighbors that are a little bit challenging, I would say this month could also be a month where you feel a little bit extra challenged with this person and a little bit frustrated, okay? But I feel like you managed to kind of like diplomatically defuse the situation is what I'm being given. This energy, more than anything, is it's like a reformation of your life, okay? So something needs to change, and it could be that you're gathering a lot of strength and energy to kind of like reform something or change something. I would also say this will be a month that, for example, you may be looking at expiry dates during this month, like due dates on contracts or visas, passports. Renewals is what I'm being given for this month. Could also be like your cable bill, perhaps is taken out earlier than you expect, and it's a little bit frustrating, and you have to call customer service, for example, and you're put on hold. It can be frustrating. I see some frustration energy in this month, but also I see renewals. So this will be a very important month to keep your eye on in terms of that. If you think about, obviously they want that card because it came away from the deck, so we'll leave that there separate. But if you think about the nature of the volcano, it can indicate something that lay dormant. Some of you, it's you. You may have felt like you were on autopilot in 2024. You're in a rush. You had to do lots of things, stay on top of things. And you may have felt that you had no time for yourself, or, you were in fight or flight mode. So this could be that suddenly you're rediscovering your passions, that you're reigniting that lust for life, and you're fully in the flow of your passion. You're setting yourself free, and you are kind of like flamboyant and like you have arrived on the scene, as it were. So, you know, it says power volcanoes. Everything that's within you is actually very powerful indeed. Okay, so I would, you know, take yourself seriously, but of course, always have fun and not take yourself too seriously. It's number 9, so that's hermit energy. So it can indicate that you're coming out of hermit period. It could also be that you've been doing a lot of spiritual awakening, so there is a major breakthrough. This is a breakthrough month. Okay, so it's actually very, very positive. I'm mentioning some of the frustrations because, you know, I feel it's important to give you the balanced view of what could occur in that month there. But something comes to the surface. So it could be feelings, you know, it could be a purifying energy is ripe for sowing new seeds. So it could be that you're completing a lot of tasks or responsibilities in this month. It could be that you're on the go, you're fully in the flow, things are hot, 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 and you are taking action. We have the Judgment card. You're connected to your sense of purpose. Okay, this is a jam-packed month, I would say, as well there. I feel like you may have to make a radical decision. It's a self-evaluation month as well. So I'd say that you're reaching for something new. So this could be the regeneration energy. I mean, this card literally means there's extra energy or a different approach. And it could be that you're revitalizing your spirits, or you're at the fork in the road where you realize that holding something in, whether it's a grudge or whether it's something you've been meaning to say, it's like it all comes out, okay? And we've also got the Magician. You're in control of this. I want you to be aware of that, because the Magician card indicates your focus, but also that you are in control. But I want to pull a card on that because the Magician can also be like sleight of hand, okay? When you got the volcano, something below the surface comes to the surface. I just want to pull a quick card on that. So it could be that you discover a secret in this month. Doesn't have to be a negative one, of course. I want you to be aware of that. For some people, it could be that, you know, your friend is pregnant and has been keeping it from you because they don't want to, you know, tell people about it until such time as a certain date has passed, because they don't want to jinx the pregnancy, for example. Or it could be that perhaps, you know, your partner, it's like, they could be like surprising you, as I said, with like popping the question. And, you know, it could be also that some other secret comes out with that. You know, now that you're committing to each other, you're like free flowing with all the stuff from the past. I feel it's not detrimental to your relationship. I feel it's actually quite positive. Like, oh, I never knew that about you. Why didn't you tell me? You're like, well, it didn't come up in conversation, you know. The Five of Wands, this is a card of training. Okay, a lot of people see it as conflict. So there is potential for frustration there. This could be a rival. It could be suddenly someone like, you see them in a new light. They present themselves as a rival, because I feel the relationship between you and your partner actually continues to solidify, okay, or if you're in a high-level commitment by then. But the Five of Wands is to challenge oneself in a different way. This could be that, like, finally, you're out of training. You know, the next stage is getting the certification. This could also be that, you know, there is an energy of you joining something competitive. Perhaps you're doing a sporting event, or you are involved in something and there is some sort of like foul play, for example, especially during like competitive events or arenas. It could come to light that someone has been sort of using something that enhances their strength. For example, during this time, this is very specific, so this is not going to resonate with everyone, but it could be something that comes to light there. Five of Wands, you know, this could also be creative brainstorming, okay? So it could be that, you know, you are really thinking about the next stages and everything's coming out. You've had lots of ideas and you're completely in the flow of things, because remember, the volcano, it creates new landscapes, again, like the sun energy, so it kind of feels positive, but it can be that you're challenging yourself. The history of this card, these figures, you know, it looks very clumsy there. It looks like they're clashing, but actually they're trying to arrange the wands in the shape of a star for the pentacle. Okay, so it could be that this part of your plan, you know, it's a challenging part to come together, and it's frustrating, but it is going to come together. But it may be like a, you know, an extra effort to push. So the pressure may be a little bit on during this month to give that final push for something where it all takes shape or comes together, okay? Even though things are coming together and solidifying here and things feel a lot more solid here, this could be the one more final push month where suddenly everything really locks in and comes together, okay? But also I feel For some of you, there could be like a clash at the gym. Okay, so you could witness this because I feel this is about you being an onlooker in something, or you could witness something where you may have to give like a statement for something. For some of you, this could also be jury service. You may hear that you get like a summons for a jury service in this month as well. Random, I know. I just want to pull a card for this month completely rather than just specifically for that energy. Can you show me the overall month of June there? The Devil card. Okay, so Devil card, you know, if you're feeling a bit stuck by this point, I did mention that some of you reach a plateau in this kind of area of the year where you need to smash through a glass ceiling. So it could be that, you know, there is an energy here of like needing that extra energy to remove yourself from stagnancy, because the Devil card can indicate you feel a bit stuck and you need to free yourself up from something, or you become aware of a potential problem that's frustrating and you need to kind of like release it. I mean, the Devil card can also be temptation. So it could be that you're tempted to fall back into an old cycle of repeat, or if you're trying to manage stress levels, for example, something could really frustrate you and you're trying to hold it in. But if you hold it in, of course, it will build and build and build until it's combustible. So it could be that you're identifying someone or something that kind of frustrates you in this month. And, you know, the Devil card is not an evil card. It identifies the root cause of what's holding us back or keeping us stuck. I mean, for some of you, this could also be that it's a passionate month. Devil card is not a negative card. It can indicate that sometimes we are connected to our raw base passions, and you know, we're fully submerged in being instinctive and wild. So it could be that you're rewilding yourself there, or you and your person, there's a lot of passion during these months, like raw passion, but also it can be lust. Okay, not just the lust for life, but it could be that perhaps someone comes towards you with an intention where they're attracted to you. And, you know, I would say because the Magician card came out and the Judgment, you may judge this person for overstepping a mark, especially if you're in a relationship. Could also be that this is a month of hedonism, you know, kicking back, relaxing, and just partying, you know, going out there and sort of like being wild and free, going to festivals and... But also, I feel a lot of you, this is you connecting to your passions, being focused, being obsessed. I would say also that if you're obsessively moving towards something, just be a little bit mindful of getting like extra pressure, because sometimes we do need that release. We do need some downtime. Also, I would say, you know, this could be someone who frustrates you, that you haven't heard from in a while, who tries to reconnect, someone that you have a toxic relationship with, or maybe it's a toxic environment perhaps that you're moving away from, you're restructuring with healthier boundaries. But the Devil card is an energy where it's like you could be tempted to get back into that cycle or get tempted by something that feels alluring but is not good for you, okay? If you think about the nature of fire and volcanoes, to watch lava kind of coming down the mountain, it can be mesmerizing, but when it reaches you, it's not nice. It's actually not good for you at all, okay? So it could be that there's something in this month because of the Magician card. It's only highlighting, it's like, you could be really interested in something that you feel, ooh, that's nice. And you're like, you're not caught up with all that glitters is gold, but it could be that you need to see a little bit more under the surface on whatever it is and say, actually, let's see beyond this. Is this something that has the potential to not be good for me? Now, this could be like an opportunity. It could be a person that you are mistrusting, or it could be a substance perhaps. So you think, oh, I really love this substance, but I'm tasting it and it feels different. It tastes different. It's weird. And then you see something in there that you feel, oh, that's not good for me. Actually, I got to not do that product anymore because it's changed. So there's something in that. So please apply it to your situation. It's going to be different for everyone. Now, as we move into the month of July, I feel it's important to recognize that whatever is going on or restructuring in this month, I mean, this would be a big month where you could do some DIY, completely like move home, have your home in boxes, for example, but you're protected. So whatever happens here, you're protected. I want you to be aware of that because this is a card of protection. So some of you may actually remove yourself in order to focus on, a personal health endeavor, or it could also be that you're focusing on a new project or something in the home space. You know, this is a conquer. Whenever you have anything connected to like like horse chestnuts, conquers, earth, something growing. This is about you protecting your finances. So we could see some sort of wobble or kind of like restructure economically during this month, or something that feels a little bit volatile during this month economically, but you're protected. You've made great moves to protect your finances in certain establishments, that you've got a certain amount in a certain account so that, you know, it's covered by insurance, for example, or that you're not in risky acquisitions, perhaps. You know, this card, it's number 17, which is a star energy. Could be that you're a visionary. You've seen it. You had a thought or a vision that you needed to make a certain move, and whatever move it was, you know, you preempted anything negative. It feels like you're protected in that as well. You know, this card, it can also indicate that you are loved and you are protected in all your endeavors. That's literally what this card means. If you've got the deck at home, you know, I think that's what it says in the book there, but it is that, you know yourself, you know what you want, and you may be taking silent time for your mental health during this time, because I feel, you know, the month of June there could be highly pressurized, but this is a softer month for you. It feels more getting into nature, going to festivals, protecting yourself and your inner core, and like being with your nearest and dearest. This would be hermit energy for you, I feel, and it's about new knowledge, but it's also about you know, that groundedness. As you can see, there's a lot of butterflies and bees there, so I still feel like you're on top of your projects and your responsibilities, but, you know, there's an energy of feeling comfortable there with this, and it can also indicate that, you know, you're creating space or keeping things at a distance that perhaps had the potential to be tempting or negative for you. It's like, you know, your boundaries are high, so nothing is going to get through there. Now let me pull a card on that, because this card can indicate that, you know, the beginning part of the year has been a lot of hard work, but you're enjoying what you do. But it means, you know, after extreme hard work, there is a period of respite or positive evidence that your commitment to prosperity, you can see tangible success, evidence that things are coming together, you know, and that your plans are working. So I feel this is also a period where you may be more inclined to do something for the earth as well. So it could be that you are doing something for charity, or maybe you are recycling in a different way, for example, or you're doing something where you feel an affinity with nature and the world. Yeah, as I said, this is hermit kind of energy for you this month. So the hermit came out there. We also have the world. Yeah, so all of those things, you know, you're focused more on the world. You know, also I feel the world is an indication that you're successful. You've established yourself at a certain level. So the hermit can be that you withdraw into comfort. It can also be that some of you may have a quick getaway in this month because the world card can be travel. Now, if you're thinking about relocating to a different part of the world, I feel a lot of you are uprooting or completely changing a landscape this year. Not all of you, but a lot of you. And it could be that you find a destination where you feel safe, or you feel like you belong and you want to root yourself there. So it could be that you're taking major steps in the month of July, but August, you'll actually settle. August is the month where you're like, I found home. This could mean you find a property or a neighborhood or a destination that you want to keep on visiting. But some of you with that world card energy is to emigrate. Okay, so it could be an emigration month there for you as well. But with the hermit, this indicates that you withdraw into self. It really reflects this card. So it can be that you withdraw into self to focus on projects or personal developments there. And, you know, some of you may even keep success to yourself, whether it's a qualification or certification, or some sort of measure that you've done really well in something. It could be that you're just like taking stock of things and sort of removing yourself in order to process what's next. A lot of cycles will end in this month for you, and it can be that you're then contemplating what's the next step. As you can see, there's a star in this photograph. Number 17 is a star. So it's a month to get clarity. It's a month to tap into your visions, be inspired, recharge your batteries, as it were, because I feel it's a jam-packed, supercharged month in June for you, but July, it just feels like getting into nature and harmonizing in balance there as well. Now, I'll pull a few more cards on that. It's almost like a realignment month for you. Fresh new cycle, completing projects, tying up loose ends, and just feeling lighter, being in the right place at the right time, and realizing that the universe has got your back, okay? Let's see a little more detail for the month of July. Can you show me July for my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know? Tell me about July for my beautiful Aquarians. What do they need to know? We've got the Devil card. So, you know, because it is a card of protection, you know, it actually flows on from the previous month. So it could be that you are withdrawing from a temptation, or perhaps protecting yourself from someone who makes a pass at you, or, you know, that has overstepped a mark. Could be a boss, could be a neighbor, someone who basically you think, excuse me, that's not acceptable, step back. But let's see what this is. I mean, it could also be that there is a Capricorn who's going to be very prominent for you in this part of the year. It could be someone who perhaps, you know, helps you have a lot of fun. You know, it could be passion, because we've got the Fool card there. So it could be that, you know, you have a wonderful adventurous time. You may feel a bit doubt, or you feel it's risky, or it's a calculated risk, because I feel you're doing a lot of thinking throughout the year. I feel it's in alignment with your plans, but it could also be that you release yourself from being stuck. Okay, you kind of like recalibrate. Sometimes we all have a happy hump month throughout the year, and I feel for some of you it could be that your happy hump month is actually July, okay, where you are kind of acknowledging that things have hit a pinnacle point or a critical point where you need to reassess and launch something new, or have a new start, or get spontaneous again and, you know, do something more bold and daring. Have a lot of fun. This is actually a really fun month for you, okay, is what I see, because the Fool card actually indicates to a lot of potential, but also, you know, opening the playful side of yourself to be very cheerful, that, you know, you're in a good place and that you're trusting your intuition. But also it's really important because the dog in the Fool card represents instinct. And I feel with the Devil card, it's like your instincts could have made you avoid something that could have been negative for you. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. But you got the card of protection. That's all good. Okay. I mean, the Fool card could also be that you're starting a new project, for example, or there's a fresh new environment, new adventure, new destination. Because when we get to August, it says Earth home. So I feel like you are rooted. Some of you may actually look at your family lineage during this month and really think about your ancestry and, you know, all the people who went before you and the legacy they left and how you're carrying the baton. So there could be some like discovery of family in different places perhaps you've never connected to, or you're just researching your family lineage just so that you can see, you know, the journey of your family line till now. But also this card is a very fruitful month. I feel financially these 2 months are really great for you. Okay, July and August, great financial months. So if you're saving for a large purchase, I feel this is where there's the most impact there. So it could be that you're purchasing a large home or a car during this month as well, but it could be that you're on top of your saving plans and you got more than you actually thought you would by August, is what I'm seeing there. Again, it's number 15, so there's something about the Devil card energy. It's like keeping things moving forward, fruitful, not remaining stagnant, not being tempted or tested to kind of renege on your promises as well there. Now, this card, it literally means that, you know, it's time to ground yourself. So I feel this is about, of course, taking time in nature, but also kind of paying attention to your body, because your body is your home. So I feel this is about you turning inwards to reflect on, you know, your health, but also, you know, ground yourself, get out into nature, put your feet on the grass kind of month for you. But also there's a lot of fruit there, a lot of sun. So I feel this indicates that things are flourishing for you. Things are ticking over nicely. I would also say that if you're a parent, this is a measure that you're doing a really great job. It could be a token of appreciation from your child, or some sort of message or some sort of action that kind of makes your heart smile, is what I'm seeing there. And for some of you, this would be a strong month if you are pregnant. I feel this is a strong month to give birth, is what I'm seeing there. So if you're already pregnant and you're expecting in and around this time, it could be that you are taking maternity leave. It feels like a slower pace kind of energy. So it could be baby is born there. I feel baby is not in a rush to come, but I feel it comes in and around the due date. Okay, so I feel comes as expected, maybe 1 day after due date. not in a rush. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. I would also say this is a strong month to realize you're pregnant as well. So if you are not wanting to get pregnant and have the ability to get pregnant, we've seen the Devil card there. We've got the Sun card. We've got the Volcano's power, a lot of passion, a lot of lust energy there. So if you do not want to get pregnant in around this period in the year, I would say, you know, take precautions. We got the Sun card, so yeah, a lot is in bloom. Now this could literally be that you're growing your own fruit or veg and you see a nice crop during this time, even if you're growing some herbs or some fruit and stuff on your windowsill, or if you're lucky enough to have a balcony, perhaps you could be doing that. But I feel this is you noticing that things are flourishing, and you know, you're promising yourself only to go where you feel truly happy. You know, normally on the Sun card there are sunflowers and they only follow the sun throughout the day, so it indicates that you are following your ambitions, your heart, and you know, you just want to be happy. And I feel this is about, you know, you creating a sanctuary in your home place. A lot of you are becoming financially independent and free this year, free from debt, maybe getting any repayment plans out of the way. This feels like a fresh energy. So a lot of you will have done that by August. And if you have something that is rolling on, I feel like you're totally managing things and having a little bit more money to invest in yourself. Okay, that Sun card is popping out again. So I feel if there was any sort of like blip month for you, because everyone has one, life happens, right? I would say it's June that you need to look out for there. But let me just pull a quick card on the month of August. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarius? We've got the Star energy and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So that can be a money wish. For some of you, it could be a rebate, tax rebate there. Nice little surprise. For some of you also with the Star energy, a wish is delivered in this month, and it just feels like everything is coming home. And you know, some of you may also invest in the home because the Queen of Pentacles is there, so this can mean a little bit of new paint on the walls or new furniture, DIY, but not in an intrusive way. It feels more that you're making additions to making your home your sanctuary. Some of you may even launch a new idea, a money-making idea from home during this time. The Star energy can also indicate it's a good month to be famous as well, or your reputation for whatever it is that you do is really starred this month. As I mentioned, you know, this is a parental type figure as well, and the Star is a token of appreciation. So I feel that really clarifies what I felt about a parent receiving, you know, a sign from your child or children that actually you're doing a really great job. So your child could, you know, win something or accomplish something that you really celebrate, and you go, that's my child. Okay, so I really feel a pride there as well. Queen of Pentacles is multiplying wealth. So some of you could be inspired to create something hands-on to sell it online. But also I feel this is about you investing in yourself, being with friends, and just, you know, making life work for you and not against you. I mean, these two cards indicates that yes, you're going to spend time with good friendships, but also there is an energy here of feeling content, that everything just feels like you're satisfied with how it's going. Also, some of you could be thinking about becoming a counselor, and it could be that there's a major move, or you get like a place. For example, if you're like deciding to go solo, it could be that you're a counselor or psychotherapist or a psychologist. It could be that you're moving establishments. So you may locate at a certain place where you think, actually, this is a great environment. You can really make it your own. Or it could also be that some of you are moving premises. It could be that, especially in the month of June there, if you work for a company, there could be a merge, or there could also be a change of premises and, you know, a refurbishment going on as well. It feels like an upheaval month in June for some of you in industry, but I feel like there is an energy of feeling at home, or, you know, finding your place, or everything back to normal as you move into August there, okay? Now we move into September, we've got dark matter. So this is about you looking at your attachments. You may kind of look back at something that you were tempted to connect to, or that you avoided that was potentially negative for you. It's number 38, and when you reduce that, of course, it's 11, so soul path number. So this can be the mysterious connections in the universe, that everything happens for a reason and everything is connected. So when this wish is delivered for you, you can really look back and think, wow, that was pretty impossible. You tried really hard and something didn't show up for you, but suddenly out of the blue it came. in the month of August. And it could be that you're kind of like looking at the magic of how, you know, the universe works, the mystery of the law of attraction. You know, this card, it indicates that the world still has mystery, and, you know, something that's was a bit of a miracle could be showing up for you. You don't know how, you don't know why, but it's showing up, and now you're kind of contemplating that. This is a card to have faith. It actually indicates that everything that you utter from your mouth, there's a butterfly there over that figure's mouth, it actually transforms the world around you, you know, with like atoms and like wormholes and black holes and all of those things. It's like everything's connected in terms of energy. That butterfly is all about change, and it's over the figure's mouth. So it's like everything you utter, you speak it into existence. It actually transforms your world around you. It creates like a vortex, as it were, of like opportunity, where it draws things towards you, and it all comes from like your gut instinct, and also your thoughts, and you speak it into being. So you're transforming your world with what you say. And I feel this could be a big month where you contemplate that and realize how powerful you actually really are. Remember, words are spellings. They're spelt. They're cast out to the universe, and you're creating your destiny. So it's also dark matter. So it could be that you're looking at who or what drains your energy during this month. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. I mean, we could literally see some sort of breakthrough in space during that month as well on a global scale. Maybe something connected to dark matter. I don't really know anything about that, but it could be something that's relevant. But for you personally, we got the world energy, which is, you know, you're not surprised by your success, but you may be surprised by something and how it was delivered to you. You're like, huh. That really is a true marvel. So with the World card, it's a success card. So it can indicate also that something is completed during this time and you're keeping it a secret. Again, I feel a lot of you are keeping the measure of your success quiet, private, shall we say. Not because you're deceiving anyone, but because you feel that, you know, you're more successful when you keep your goals to yourself. Especially if you utter something to somebody that you're really excited about. As soon as you say it out loud to them, now there's an expectation from them that you're going to accomplish it. And suddenly the thing you were excited about becomes a chore. Now you're like, now I have to do it because I told them about it. Rather than you did it in silence and you're like, I did it. I'm now revealing it. So I feel there could be something about that in this month as well. Also, I mean, because we have the world, there could be something that occurs in the world where we're just like kind of looking at it like surprised, or it's transformed something in the world. I'm not being given anything. Normally I'm given something, but I'm not given anything. So perhaps I'm not meant to see anything in September for a world event, but there's definitely transformation there. Let's see what else is coming. I mean, I feel like it's a very productive month for you during this month. You're on top of your goals. You're investing in yourself. The World card can also indicate the end of a cycle of something that you've been dealing with or enduring, and, you know, it has not had a positive impact. It could be it's finally over, whether it's a court case, long divorce, for example, whatever it is. I feel something comes to an end and you just don't want to speak about it. You're like, you know what, I just want to just put it behind me. Okay, it's come to an end, that's it, whatever it is. We got the Moon card. Moon card is hidden. So again, I'm giving this energy of like, perhaps it's not something that's meant to be seen. Maybe it's something that's, you know, unavoidable, shall we say, but I don't feel it's detrimental to you because you got the World card, which is success. It means you're in the right place at the right time. The Moon card can also indicate that you're fully in the flow of balance, being independent, but also focusing on your goals, dreams, and wishes. But also the Moon card can indicate you're a little bit sensitive, and it could be that you're not talking about something, or that you just feel like you want to withdraw into self during this time. Big philosophical month for you, as I said, where you think about the nature of the law of attraction and the universe and how things work and how everything is connected. You see all those butterflies, everything is connected in this kind of vortex there. Also, it could be that something is revealed to you in this month that is kind of nice because the World card is there. So I would say it's positive. Also, you may have to make a decision. it could be that some people are gathering to either vote on something or say their piece on something, and you know what you're going to do. You're not going to be swayed by groupthink. You're doing something independently, but you're factoring in everybody else's opinions or feelings on something. So it doesn't have to be in terms of the world voting. It can be in terms of like if you and your family or friends like something, you're like, should we go here? And maybe everybody wants to go there, but you're like, actually, I prefer to go over here, and I'm sticking to that. So it could be that there's a, you know, some sort of compromise going on there. You know, the fact that I pulled a card from this deck for this month, it feels like it's a big month, but I'm not being shown why. I mean, the moon card can indicate that you're romancing your life. It could also be a month where you really withdraw into self. You're being true to yourself when you get a moon card. But it can also indicate, for some of you, possible conception. For example, as I said, if you get pregnant in and around this month, it could be that you're not talking about it. You're aware of it, though. So that's definitely something. But also, it could be that perhaps this is a month where you feel very reflective. You know, when we go into deep, dark thoughts, it can be that we really look at the shadow self. So this could be a shadow self, philosophical kind of month for you. 3 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands, end of a cycle, or something is coming to an end, or you're thinking about how strong you are. Also, these 2 cards can indicate group people, you know, but you're standing to your morals or your belief system. You're doing what you feel is right for you, even if nobody else wants to do it. Can be like, you know what, let's all do it. And everyone says, well, no, I want to do this. And you're like, well, I'm going to do it on my own then. You know, it feels very much like that. 10 of Wands can also indicate that this is a month where you could be exhausted or be really kind of like you've been through a lot. And, you know, it can be that you've got to a point where you tried not to overcommit yourself, but you've got a lot on your plate. So you need to focus. 3 of Pentacles also, I feel like you hear of someone talking about you behind the scenes, okay? But it's actually positive. It's not negative gossip. I want you to be aware of that, okay? 10 of Wands, definitely an end of something, or it could be that you're like clearing space for something that you just don't want in your life anymore, okay? Now, as we move into the following month, we've got October, and it's all about adventure. It's about coming out of a comfort zone. Like, these figures are out of the world, but they're on top of the world, but they're not in space. So as you can see here, this is really in uncharted territory. And maybe this is something you've been planning because it's the dark matter. It's like you're going to alternative realms. In terms of meditation, for example, this could be a real breakthrough in higher ascension. You know, but if you think about the nature of a space astronaut, for example, it is to get a higher perspective, but it's also to be guided with one's inner compass to do something bold and daring that other people just don't do. A rare occurrence, for example, could also be that you're doing something niche, where not many people do it, but you are successful and you are braving frontiers that perhaps you've never experienced before. You know, it says adventure south. Some of you may literally be going south, whether that's in terms of your destination for a vacation, but you know, this card, it's number 2, and it means that you're wanting to take more risks, but they're calculated risks because number 2 connects to the High Priestess energy, okay? And that's the vision that I saw earlier, which was the 2 pillars and the rose. So this could be relevant for this month, for example. It could be a sign that you see, or it could be that you are intuitively making a decision to step completely out of your comfort zone. You know, this card, if you have this deck at home, I think it actually means, you know, take a risk, but an educated risk, okay? It's like you're doing something you've never done before, or perhaps your family and friends have never done before. You've given it a long, hard thought. And, you know, this is like giving wonder to the mind and to the heart to explore. This is a highly explorative month where it could be that you change a style or a way of approaching something, or it could be that you stand up to the boss on something or do something that you've never done before that you've not been holding back on, but suddenly you're like, yeah, why not? Let's just try it. You know, I feel there's an energy of just going for something. But I mean, some situations can have a happy medium. But I feel with this month, it's all or nothing. Go big or go home. That's the energy that I've got. I mean, yeah, look at that. This card literally means take a gamble or risk, but a calculated one. Something you have your eye on, you're going to just launch it. You know, the universe supports you, but make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure you do investigation. You know, if you think about the nature of an astronaut, you know, lots of qualifications and equations and knowledge. Put that person in space. So it can be that based on a lot of, arduous hours of reflection and investigation and diligence, that finally you're ready to launch something, or you're ready to go to that outer realm and explore something new. The Wheel of Fortune indicates that it's good luck. So I would say expect the unexpected. This month, I would say lots of good luck news, fortuitous events, things that you connect to take a turn for the better. I also see it's a changeable kind of month where, be flexible is what I see, but something is destined to happen this month. And I feel this is a great month for you, for breaking a cycle, breaking a pattern, and elevating. I just see you're on top of the world and beyond. It's almost like sky is not even the limit in this month, whatever it is that you're doing. Also, I feel a lot of you, because the eye has come out there, and this is with someone with a visor. It could be that you have a decision to make on your eye health during this month. So it could be that you get like prescription glasses, or perhaps you get some sort of tint, what do you call that? I can't even think of it. Polarized kind of glasses, very precise, may not resonate for all of you. With so much sun here, I feel like the 2025 year for you is you're going to need some like polarized glasses, because, it's like you're not dimming your shine, but maybe everyone else needs glasses around you, because you're going to be outshining everybody in all those opportunities. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be some ups and downs. The Wheel of Fortune can indicate that, especially with finances, it's easy come, easy go, but you may be doing something a little bit different with your finances to make sure that you lock things in savings-wise. It can indicate that things are changeable, but you've got so many cards that indicates that you're in control and you're navigating life. You're on that surfboard of life. That's what I always say. Get on that surfboard and ride the wave, because we're all going through it. Sometimes life will hit us with a big wave, or it will actually like take us to the shore, but we got to take that risk. Otherwise we're just going to remain stagnant and stuck in a cycle of repeat, and the universe does not want you to be stagnant. So we've got the Page of Swords. Be diligent with your calculations, keep your eye on things, investigate, and King of Pentacles. A lot of you, as I said, at the beginning of the year, you could be offered a role, but as you leave the year, especially in terms of your business, there's a new status or a new title or new money. Okay, so this is the increase in money that I was talking about, where you get a different pay grade. This could be that your education took you to that new pay grade. For some of you, you could be offered, an opportunity where you're headhunted. This is headhunted mode. Okay, so it could be an out of this world opportunity is offered to you. Pages offer news. Kings are stable energy. This could also indicate that you're very serious about your plans, serious about doing something different that will affect your life, but you're, plot pointing what's the best route to it. I would also say King of Pentacles is a card that indicates, it's business as usual, but you're going to have a lot more administrative tasks like emails, contracts, phone calls. I feel like you're being practical. You're keeping yourself grounded, but at the same time, you're allowing yourself to float towards those loftier goals. That's probably why you've got so much grounded energy here in July and August, of grounding yourself and your plans, because over here, you're going to do something that is like completely free and exciting, something that, you haven't done before. So I feel your plans are taking shape. I mean, I would say there's some really great news coming in the month of October for you, or something that you're really curious about and it benefits you and your family. Also, it's important to recognize that King of Pentacle energy, it can be that, you're self-made, you're down to earth, you're working for a common goal, you have a strong sense of duty in this month and loyalty to the people around you. It can indicate that you're enjoying the finer things by this point in the year. And, you don't want things to get dull and boring, because sometimes the King of Pentacles can be so serious that it's like, there's got to be other things. So it could be that you're trying to see outside of yourself during this month, because, you don't want to remain so serious about all your endeavors and, of course, the world at large as well. So I definitely see it's connected to material gain there as well. So an opportunity is found everywhere and anywhere, and you are finding that opportunity. You're trusting that your manifestations are coming towards you because you worked really hard for them. So I would say this is a big month to acknowledge that you've come a long way. Now, as you move into November, the missing piece. So you are on that precipice of change there. So whatever it is you've been in search for, it feels like it's really coming together finally at the end of the year. This says completion west. So whatever it is, tying up loose ends, finishing projects. This is a card where, finally, every cycle comes to a close. Don't resist the end of it. You're coming to the end of the year as well, but it could be, that you're finishing something that you started and you're not afraid of completing it or moving on to something else. It also means that you're not afraid of a new start. Some of you may literally find a puzzle piece in this month, because I'm being shown a puzzle piece on the ground. Now, this was shown to me like maybe 2 years ago. And it came up in a reading, maybe not for your reading, I'm not sure, but it came up in a reading. And then loads of the collective were saying, oh my gosh, I never thought that I would find a puzzle piece on the floor, on the sidewalk, in the store, or any of those places. But suddenly I found one. These are signs. They are given to you to highlight that you're on the right path, okay? So I feel you could be given an omen or a sign in this month, and it may even be a puzzle piece in an unusual place, not in like a puzzle box, but it could be in your shoe. It could be, as you're walking down the sidewalk, for example. So please pay attention to it. As you can see, the brain there, lots of new ideas, inspiring month where you're plotting new plans. Some of you are getting ready for the end of the year as you close the year out here, because I feel like you're on a solid foundation with that number 4. So I feel you're thinking about what's next in this month. And also, I feel like you are enlightened during this part of the year. I feel like you are purifying space. It heralds a new beginning. So, this is about you having some sort of new start. Now, this could be a new lifestyle. It could be a new project. It could be a new contract. It could be a new environment, or launching something new. So please apply it to your situation. It's going to be different for everyone out there. Of course, it doesn't have to be that you're all trying a new lifestyle choice in that month. It feels like there's a fresh energy where you're breathing life back into your year, because you've kind of like got to a certain level and you want to keep things moving forward. We've got the Hermit energy. And we've got the Lover's card there as well. So some of you may literally withdraw into self to make a decision, but this is, a strategizing month for you. This is about you weighing up your options. Okay, Lover's card can be to make a big personal decision or have an idea that affects you long term. It's a communication with yourself and your heart to examine your motives and your values on which path to take next. So big month for deciding, I would say. Hermit energy, answer is within you, but again, a month of inspiration, a month of recharging batteries. I feel it is a nice month where suddenly you have eureka moments or sudden epiphanies without even trying it. It feels there's no blockages here for you during this month. And of course, with the Hermit and the Lover's card, it could be that you're remembering that you started the year single and then became a high-level commitment, met your soulmate, or it could be that, you embraced solitary time and trusted the process. And of course, all the good things started to come your way once you kind of relinquished a level of control that can prevent things coming towards you or stop the flow. Let me see what else I'm getting there. I would say it's a balanced month of you focusing on being alone, but also connecting to friendships. A lot of time spent out and about having fun. I feel there's a celebration in this month as well. So it could be a celebration of your friends getting engaged, for example, or there's Hierophant energy. So that would be engagement or marriage. I was picking up on that. So it could be that your heart is really full for them. The Hierophant can also be that you had faith in your endeavors. Also knowledge. Again, knowledge, I feel this is your year, really, incorporating, the knowledge that you have within you, but also, acquiring new knowledge along the way to inform your life. We've got the King of Wands, how you were inspired, how you're shaping your landscapes. This is a card of spiritual influence as well, but you're aligned with your higher self and you're leading. You're taking charge of your life. So I feel this is about you kind of like working with structure this month as well. So it could be that you're changing a schedule or keeping on target. I feel some of you may even change your hours or do something a little bit different with hours or schedule in this month. But the King of Wands is to be passionate. You've gone from Queen energy, like double Queen energy at the beginning, to double King energy at the end. So it could be that you are elevating in your stature, in your progress, or in your endeavors. But also it could be that, you know, you're double dating, for example, in this month. Maybe you meet a couple who really resonate with you and your person. Or it could be that your friends are like getting married or joining like a measure of maturity where, you know, they're getting married, they're doing adulting things then. But also if you are already like in a high level commitment, it could be that, you know, you are keeping that spark alive in your relationship, and you may actually renew vows in this month, or your partner may surprise you and say, hey, should we renew our vows? I just want to let you know how much I love you, and I'm really grateful that you're by my side, that you're on my team. Okay. King of Wands also is an energy of being attractive. Okay, leading with your passions. It's almost like when life is going for you, we kind of have a glow up, as it were. So I feel this could be a month where you have good ideas and you are kind of like passionate about them, but also you're attractive on a physical level as well. I also see someone who's older than you, so no matter how old you are, someone who is older than you gives you a really important piece of information. It could be life advice, like a life hack, for example. Okay, that's coming through there strongly as well. Now, as we move into the month of December, we've got water. So I would say this is a big month to keep hydrated, especially if you're partying, because I feel like there's an energy of sociability here. I also feel this energy of you being unflappable, that you took 2025 by the horns, as it were, and you made it your own. And there's a lot of success to tap into there. This card, you know, it says creation water. So it really connects to the month before, brainstorming and taking charge of something, being a leader in your life, but also perhaps in career as well, being an entrepreneur as well, or, you know, forging a way to be the best standout entrepreneur in your field. But I feel something that you decide in this month, you start creating it and you're getting it ready to launch for 2026. Okay, so it's like moving forwards. Also, there's a measure here of you maturing, okay, because we're starting with a very youthful kind of figure here as well. And of course, we are ending with a mature figure here. And it's like this personal growth, this development throughout the year with you, your friends, and your experiences, and just, you know, taking all those lessons and keeping them with you to inform you so that you can protect your inner peace, but also remain in the flow of whatever it is that you've been trying to move ahead on. Okay. Just going to pull some cards on that. I mean, that's number 29, and when you reduce it, of course, that is number 11. So that tells me that you are fully on your life path, you know, that you committed to your sense of purpose. Yeah, we've got the sense of purpose card, we've got the judgment card, which is all about your true life's mission. Okay, but this is a review month, so it could be that you're like, of course, going out there having fun, but you are kind of withdrawing to recharge batteries. It's a month where things start to slow down. You may even be looking at the sacrifices you made to make the life that you aspire to, that you're on the way. You know, there's always room for more, but I feel like you are focused and, you know, you are also having some quiet time. You know, it feels very much like there's a time for action and a time for inaction, and I feel like you're finding the balance of that in that month. Now, also, the Hangman is like, relax. Okay, you got this. It's the end of the year. And of course, the Judgment card is judging. It's like you looking at how far you've come and where you want to take things to next. It can also be that, you know, you are revitalizing your spirits. I see also this month, some of you are developing your spiritual gifts in a really increased way. Lots of psychic flashes this month. Some of you are developing your spiritual gifts, or, you know, developing things like scrying. This would be a great month for scrying, for example. I use water to see images, for example, and I feel some of you could be learning about it or make a breakthrough on it or see visions. Okay. Also, I would say that meditation, you could also unlock something in the month of December as well. Oh my gosh, I mean, you are ending on the High Priestess, which is the 2 pillars. I mean, there's pomegranates there, okay? There's no rose there, or carnation, but it's interesting how that was the vision, the 2 pillars. So this could be like protecting your sanctuary or protecting your inner peace or erecting healthy boundaries and operating in a certain parameter. As you can see, the pillars go so far, but I feel, you know, you're elevating. As you can see, the end of the pillars stop there. So it's like there's an ascension here in all that you do this year. You're going up, okay? We've got the Ace of Swords, breakthrough month, lots of ideas. Some of you, if you've been waiting a long time, and I'm talking a long, long time for a procedure or an operation on something, you know, I feel that this would be a month where you actually have it. So it could be that you hear about it throughout the year, and you actually have it in the month of December, and you have to convalesce. Now, I know that sounds like a very long way away, but it could be something you've been on a waiting list for a long time, or suddenly some of you may actually decide to book something to have a procedure during this month as well, so that you can sort of rest and convalesce and not be rushing around. But ultimately, Ace of Swords is like a fresh new start. So it can be that you are thinking about what to do for next year, believing in yourself and how you're moving on in your life, and you know that you're accomplishing whatever it is you set out to do. It's about you taking responsibility for your life and making achievements along the way, taking accountability, because of course you are the master or the mistress of your dreams. You are literally the architect, creating, you know, the life that you aspire to, and you're navigating life along the way. So I'm just going to go get some final cards for you. Yeah, so maybe that, you know, double queen at the beginning of your reading was about releasing the creative side of yourself this year. We do have divine feminine, okay? Unleash your creative side. And it says there, write, paint, dream up new ideas. That's what this whole year is about. Nurturing, receptive, and a woman. So it could be that a woman is actually going to be really relevant to you in terms of giving you a piece of information or giving advice or helping you in some way. But also I feel this is about being open, because the divine feminine energy is to be open to all possibilities. And there's a time for action, which is divine masculine energy, but there's also a time to watch what you've been doing really thrive. And we've also got roadmap. Okay, and it says here, some steps can't be predicted. Definitely, this is the month that cannot be predicted, I would say. That is September for you. Allow life to show you the way. Life path, proceed, and trusting in the unknown. Okay, so I would say if some of you have been feeling a bit lost, this is the year to rediscover a part of yourself that you feel like you've lost touch with. And I feel this year you're going to be in a very explorative mode, in a very exciting way. So let's get some final cards before we close. I'm being given as well, some of you are committing to getting up earlier. That's going to really benefit you, especially in terms of your mental peace, like preparing yourself for the day is what I'm being given. Okay, so we've got don't compare your life to others. Your journey is your own. So that's an important message for us all, really, because when we're witnessing other people really thriving and we start comparing our journey, we actually remain stationary and too busy putting our energy outwards when we should be putting it inwards and focusing on our own journey. But we've also got, with greater awareness, you will find the answers you're looking for. Something you're seeking, you find it this year. For sure. Not just the information, because I feel that's a lot of it, but I feel that missing ingredient. We've also got you're exactly where you need to be. Okay, so this is highlighting that you're on the right path. And remember that you're going to see those pillars and the rows, but also a piece of a puzzle, okay? And know that you are safe and protected. And that's the most important thing. You're safe, protected in all your endeavors, and it's safe for you to explore and try new things, okay? So I will leave it there. I'm just going to go and get a trinket before we close the reading. Okay, so we've only got one button. We got the butterfly. Okay, so transformation, you know, this is a period where you're going to fly. You know, I feel like you've been through the chrysalis. I feel like you've been, you know, losing your sense of self to discover new ways of doing things. I feel now it's time for you to transform and fly. And I feel you're spreading your wings this year. So very exciting. Also, you may see lots of butterflies as signs, especially from people in spirit, is what I'm being given there as well. So with a lot of love and respect and light, thank you so much, my beautiful Aquarians. If you'd like to enter the competition to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is envisage the world, the globe, the earth, in a ball of protective light. okay? Because I feel the world needs a lot of healing. We all know that, but especially this year, okay? So if you could just do that one thing, that's all I ask. And then in the comments box below, just put a world emoji and a heart emoji in the comments, and I will enter you into a competition. Now, if you don't have access to the world emoji or heart emoji, then just write world heart and I'll still enter you into the competition. I'll announce the winner in February. But in order for me to find your name, okay, you have to subscribe. It has to be a subscriber, because when I've done it before, I couldn't find the person's name because they were not subscribed. So really random and weird, but, you know, it's just best to subscribe so that I can find you when I enter you into the competition, if you're the winner, of course. And, you know, you don't have to remain subscribed if you don't want to. I'm not here to just get subscribers. It's not a ploy, I promise you that. But, you know, in order to find you for the competition, you know, subscribe. That would be great. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aquarians, and love and light.